Hello there, everyone. My name is Espio the Chameleon, and today I will be reading you all Sonic IDW issue 32, Reign of the Vampire Hedgehog. This is apparently the sequel to Rise of the Vampire Hedgehog that Sonic narrated a little while ago. But yeah, since I have nothing better to do and the Chaotix is having a day off, I decided to give this a read. Now, this was written by Bailey Maloney and was narrated by the Shadow Lioness. Shadow Lioness, thank you very much for narrating this series so far. Now, without further ado, everyone, let's get reading. It has been 5 months since I have read the first banned comic of the Sonic the Hedgehog IDW Publishing Comics. This is my last semester at my community college, since I will be receiving my associate's degree of arts in December. This is what I would like to call the best Christmas present ever. I am also considering about attending the graduation walk with my fellow classmates who are graduating in May. I was originally going to walk in December, but after a bit of a research at my college, I am gonna have to decide whether or not to attend the walk. I thought I was done with the Sonic Vampire propaganda, but I was wrong. It was Friday, October 11th, and I was chatting with my online friends. I agreed to them that I will not use their real names for the sake of their privacy. One friend in particular, who I will call him Brandon, asked me about Rise of the Vampire Hedgehog. I told him that I read it before summer vacation, but unfortunately it got taken down from the IDW publishing website. That is when Brandon began to spill the beans. He told me that he managed to get in contact with this individual named Alexander McFarlane. He said that Mr. McFarlane was an intern for IDW Publishing from October 2018 to May 2019. He wrote Sonic IDW issue 31, Rise of the Vampire Hedgehog, but got fired due to posting the comic on the IDW website without Ian Flynn's approval, as well as its dark theme. Brandon stated that this Vampire Hedgehog saga was meant to be a parody for Dracula 1931, but it was too dark and disturbing for younger readers. He also stated that McFarlane wrote 3 more stories in addition to the first one. These were all part of the Vampire Hedgehog saga. The saga was meant to take place after the Metal Virus saga, but it got scrapped before he could release it. Brandon wasn't sure whether he wrote them as a joke or not. Regardless, I asked him if he had any of those 3 issues. Brandon said that Mr. McFarlane sent them to him before the interview ended. He was given permission to read more of the saga, but if he were to send it to anyone else, he had to keep quiet about it. I promised Brandon that I will not use his real name and that I will give it a read. Even though he was reluctant to send me the issues at first, he ultimately agreed to do so. He emailed me 3 comics from IDW Publishing. The titles are called Sonic IDW issue 32, Reign of the Vampire Hedgehog, Sonic IDW issue 33, Siege of the Vampire Hedgehog, and Sonic IDW issue 34, Fall of the Vampire Hedgehog. Since I managed to get my schoolwork done for the week, I decided to read Sonic IDW issue 32, Reign of the Vampire Hedgehog, which is apparently the 2nd issue for this Vampire Hedgehog saga. This issue took place after Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Cream and Cheese became vampires. It was almost sunset at a city called Seaside City. Recently, Seaside City was in repairs both constructively and emotionally after the Zombot crisis. The Chaotix, consisting of Vector the Crocodile, Espio the Chameleon, and Charmy Bee, were hanging out at their office. I was relieved to see Charmy in flesh and blood again. For those of you who don't know who this team is, The Chaotix is a detective agency for the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. Vector let out a sigh before he spoke. I'm bored, he complained. There hasn't been any mysteries or crimes to solve ever since we got rid of that stinking metal virus.
True that,
Charmy agreed.
But it's a good thing that I'm free from that scary zombie sickness.
Espio petted the young bee on the head. Yes, it's really nice to have you back. Charmy hugged the chameleon. Just then, they heard a knock on the door. Vector got up from his desk and began to wonder who could be at the door before closing time. Once he got to the door, he opened it, only to realize that no one was there. This puzzled the crocodile a little bit, but he shrugged it off and closed the door. Charmy asked,
Hey, Vector, who was that at the door?
I don't know, Vector answered. Maybe it was some ignorant kid who decided to play ding-dong ditch. Just then, they heard evil laughter from 3 people. They looked around and saw no one in the office. Stay close, boys, the green crocodile said as he, Espio, and Charmy huddled close together. But the power got knocked out. Because of this, Charmy started to panic and freaked out.
Oh no, the power is out. I'm afraid of the dark. Espio, Vector, please hold me.
Take it easy, Charmy, Espio reassured the frightened bee. Maybe it's just a power outage. It'll only last for a few minutes. Then the candles started to light up in the room. In my mind, I asked myself, how did the candles get here? Did the Chaotix even have candles? I brushed the confusion off when I see 3 pairs of eyes appeared in the dark one by one. First, there were green eyes resembling Sonic's eyes. Next, there were blue eyes resembling Tails. Finally, there were Knuckles' purple eyes. Sonic walked out of the shadows first to greet the detective.
Good evening, Chaotix,
he said as his best friends followed the blue vampire.
Our sincerest apologies for startling you 3, but we wanted to visit you.
When they saw their friends, the Chaotix calmed themselves down. There's no problem, Sonic, Vector said. We're always happy to see you. What brings you here before closing time? He noticed that they were wearing fancy clothing with capes. He also saw fangs replacing their regular teeth. What's with these costumes? Vector pointed out. Halloween's not for a few weeks.
We're glad you asked,
Tails answered.
We were just here to suck your blood.
The young fox and his best friends revealed their fangs. Charmy laughed.
That's a good one, guys.
The young bee flew close to Sonic.
I like your costumes. Are these fangs fake?
He was about to pull the fangs to see whether or not they were fake, only for the blue hedgehog to grab his arm. He evilly stared at the young bee and smiled a creepy smile, showing the razor-sharp fangs.
Oh no, Charmy, Sonic said. These fangs are real. We need your blood, and we need it now.
Charmy gasped.
What?
He tried his very best to loosen the hedgehog's grip by squirming around and pulling his arm away from him. However, it was no use. Sonic's grip was too tight. He pulled the bee closer and bit his neck, resulting the hedgehog to drink the unfortunate kid's blood. Vector and Espio tried to come to Charmy's aid by getting Sonic to leave him alone, but they were blocked by Tails and Knuckles. Because of this, they had to watch their young tracker slowly losing blood. I was starting to be horrified seeing Charmy to become one of these blood-sucking creatures in the night. And this is where I will stop for part 1. Stay tuned for part 2 of Espio the Chameleon reads Sonic IDW issue 32, Reign of the Vampire Hedgehog.